everybody, this is Halana Black, your friendly freelance writer traveling the world, coming to you right now from Kigali, Rwanda, and I'm laughing because I just sat here and, did my little talking video, talked for a good 10 minutes, and then cut the video off. And, because my video editing skills are limited, I just couldn't figure out how to just do a new video, tape the new video to the old video. It's just too much work. So I'm just going to do this again. So I deleted the old video, and here I am. I'm going to record this whole thing again about how I'm doing in Rwanda, what the transition has been like, and what I am working on as a traveling freelance writer here in Kigali, Rwanda. So I have been here in Kigali, Rwanda since November 2nd. I left Vietnam, Da Nang, Vietnam, sometime at the end of October, flew to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, stayed there for a good 4 or 5 days to do a little bit of shopping for a few things that I needed that I knew I could not get in either Vietnam and probably wouldn't be able to get in Kigali. Like clothes and stuff. Clothes and, a few, I'm looking at my microphone. Clothes and a couple of supplements and stuff that I wasn't sure I'd be able to find here in Kigali. So I did that. Now, in order to get here to Kigali, Rwanda, they've been doing very well as far as the pandemic is concerned, which is part of the reason why I chose to come here. COVID cases are quite low, and I think their deaths are very, very low, and just the double digits. So I decided to come here. Now, in order for me to get here from Dubai, in order for me to get on the plane to come to Kigali, you have to take a COVID test, get the results. You take that onto the plane with you. You arrive in Kigali. Once you arrive in Kigali, they have a list of hotels that you have to choose. And it's, depending on your budget. I think the cheapest was about $50, and the highest was like $200, I think, per night, which wasn't bad. And I'm glad that they actually, took care to think about people's budget. So you have to be quarantined for 24 hours. They do feed you during the time that you're there, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then you pay to take another COVID test, which I think, if I remember correctly, was about $60. Take another COVID test. Once you get the results back, and they're negative, then I believe you're free to go once you get the negative COVID results. So I left the next morning, and then I went to an Airbnb, which was in Kigali, but it was on like the outskirts of Kigali. So it was like a village sort of setting, which was actually really beautiful. It's high on top of a hill, and of course, Rwanda is considered the land of 1,000 hills, right? So all types of beautiful rolling green hills, farmland, all sorts of things like that. A really nice little house, beautiful garden on the outside. You go inside, it was two bedroom house with like a front sitting area and a kitchen and all that good stuff. There was a young man who was the house manager, and he was super nice, and I enjoyed that. The problem was the internet. The internet was a problem. I worked with it for a couple of weeks. The internet will kind of go in and out. The owner of the home gave me like a pocket Wi-Fi to work with while I was there, and that was the main internet that I worked with. But then I also had to use the gigabytes on my phone and use my phone as a hotspot, and between those two I could figure out how to use the internet. The problem was that I got to a point where I needed to do a Zoom call, because now that I have organized my life and had to move to someplace new, Now I'm also at the same time trying to onboard a few new freelance writing clients, technology companies, and they all want to meet on Zoom, which is fine. I have no problem with doing that. Um, the challenge is that because the internet doesn't always work well here, doing a Zoom call kind of takes up a lot of gigabytes, and it doesn't always work well, and that doesn't leave a very good impression, which means that I have to go someplace else to be able to use the internet, which I did. I was able to find some other places to be able to use the internet. However, sometimes I would have to take Zoom calls at midnight. So there was a big storm, to just cut this long story short. There was a big storm that came through, knocked out all the internet. I had no phone service. I had no internet service. So all my internet options were done. This is one of the things. When you're a traveling business person, you have to be able to solve problems on your feet. So I was like, okay, thinking ahead. I had a few Zoom calls that week, so I had to hurry up, pick up, and figure out a way to be able to get to a place that I knew, would be reasonable for me to pay, because I have contracts up in the air, and so I have cash, but I don't want to overspend the cash that I have, because I have contracts that are coming in, but a lot of these corporations, they take 30, 60, sometimes 90 days to be able to pay you. So I'm working on kind of a tight budget, to be honest. So I found a place. I went to, it was a cafe. Their Wi-Fi was very good. Wi-Fi works great. So I wound up having to do 2 days there. Did all my Zoom calls there. And then I decided that I needed to get out of the house that I was in, because, I can't stay in some place that doesn't have reliable internet. So then I found a friend of a friend who recommended me to another apartment / hotel place, which actually has worked out well. Except the internet does not work as well as I would like it to. This is the thing. When you move to Rwanda, or, I would probably say in a lot of African countries, your opinion on what good internet is not shared by everyone, because people here are sometimes used to working with crappy internet, so they think any internet is good internet. When you're a global person, maybe even a spoiled American, I will wear that t-shirt if that's what it is. Maybe I'm being a spoiled American. If it only works some of the time, that means that your internet is trash. That's just my opinion. If it doesn't work all the time, that means that your internet doesn't work. If it doesn't work when I need it to work, the internet doesn't work. And so sometimes you go to some places like a hotel, or a small hotel, or an Airbnb. They cut the internet off at like 9 p.m. And you're like, why are they rationing the internet like this? It's like this small ration. We have to ration the internet sort of thinking, and it's just sort of annoying. And I totally respect the fact that everyone doesn't live a global lifestyle. I get that. I hear that, and that is their right. However, if you're going to have a business, a small hotel, an Airbnb, or whatever, and you're going to accept travelers from the outside, right? If you're going to accept travelers from around the world, more than likely they're going to be able to need to have internet around the clock, because they need to be able to call their friends, their family. Maybe they have businesses where they need to be able to get onto phone calls, do emails, or whatever on the computer at various hours of the night. That may be different from what Rwandan people are used to. So I don't know, there needs to be some sort of a training on that out here, because some people, it's just something that they don't understand. I don't know whether it's the cost of it. I'd be willing to pay extra for internet that works, but you just got to tell people that that's what it is. But whatever. So I'm at this new place now, Um, Let me see if I can show you before. I don't know if you can see out the window there. That's my top of my little stove there, but you can see out the window that is quite a lovely view. You see that green grass and then, blue skies. I wanted to show you before we lose light. Rwanda is an absolutely beautiful country. It's called the land of 1,000 hills. I would call it the land of 1,000 mountains because these hills are quite large, and everywhere you go, you're either walking up a hill or you're walking down a hill. And so I totally expect that within 3 to 6 months, my legs will be a lot more toned than what they actually are. So that'll be cool. But back to what I was saying about the internet. I'm here. I came here after the hotel, or after I stayed at the cafe / guest house place for 2 nights to do my Zoom calls. And then I wound up moving to another hotel. I've been here for 2 weeks. Really great place. I love it. They clean the place every day. They have a restaurant on the premises. I can either eat downstairs in the restaurant, which is like an outdoor space and has a beautiful pool and a gorgeous view you can see on my Facebook page, and even on my IG page, where I posted a couple of views of the place, if you're interested in looking at what the views look like. But they have really good food, and so I can eat downstairs, or they bring it up to my room, which is also really nice. But I've been here for 2 weeks. I'm gonna leave tomorrow to my new place, my new temporary apartment, while I do a search for renting a new home. So I plan to be at my new temporary apartment for 3 months. It's in the, what's the name of the area? It's called Gisozi. Still in Kigali. It's just like a neighborhood within the city of Kigali. So I'm moving to Gisozi. It also has a beautiful view. It's a one bedroom apartment, and I'm only being charged $350 a month, or 350,000 francs per month, which is a really good deal. And their internet actually works. I had actually gotten that place through another woman that I met on Facebook, she's probably been in Kigali a week longer than I have. And she moved there, and she uses internet all the time. She said it works great. So I'm crossing my fingers that when I get there, I have the same internet experience as she does. Because she's saying she's watching videos and she's starting her own online business as well. So I have a good feeling that the internet is going to work out well there for me. And it also has a kitchen. So I'll be able to cook my food, because I've spent a lot of money on eating out and things like that. And I'll be more comfortable being able to cook my own food. Let me move this around. Just trying to be comfortable. So yeah, I'll be more comfortable once I can, get some groceries and be able to cook my own food. What I really want is to be able to get myself a chef. So I don't know if I can find someone who can make the food according to my health specifications, because my kitchen at my new place isn't huge, which is why I actually want to be able to rent a house so that I'll have space for a chef to be able to come in and cook the meals on the premises. So that they can cook the meals on the premises, and that'll just be more convenient for me. Or I might be able to get a chef at my apartment who can just sort of like make the food to my specifications and then just sort of drop it off in convenient like dishware, like Tupperware and things like that, and I can just put it in my refrigerator and warm it up as I need it. So one of the nice things of living in Africa is that it's really nice. It's pretty affordable to be able to get house help as you need it. So Like I'll have someone who come in like twice a week to be able to do cleaning the apartment for me, and that'll cost 40, maybe $50 a month. Also to be able to wash my clothes, because they wash, for the most part, most people wash clothes by hand. If you can get a place with a washing machine, and that'd be great. If you got a dryer, you're really doing something. But for the most part, a lot of people seem to be doing their clothes by hand, and you can usually find someone, that's part of what they do for a living. So they wash your clothes for you, and also they can do your cooking for you. I'm not really sure how much the chef will cost. I'm hoping that it won't cost me more than $100 a month. Um, and then my rent is $350. So that you can't beat that. And as long as the internet works, everything will be cool. So yeah, so I what else have I been doing? I've been doing my regular work of looking for new freelance writing clients, corporations, tech companies. I got a nice new uh, gig for a month working with a big tech company. I don't think I'm allowed to say though who it is. But once I, figure out all the, um, once we do all the contracts and stuff, I'll be able to say it, or figure out how much I'm gonna be able to say, if I can say anything at all. But I've also been doing a lot of work with working with freelance people who want to become freelance writers who travel the world like I do. So I've had 3 people who've come to me, and we've been doing consultations. A couple of people, two of those people are no. Well, one person is just doing just a short consultation. The other 2 are working with me on a 6-week basis on actually setting up their freelance writing business. So that's been a lot of fun. That's been a lot of fun. Connecting with other people who want to be able to travel the world like I do and still be able to build a business using their writing skills. So, if that's what you want to do, if you have questions about how you can start your own freelance writing business while traveling the world, even during the pandemic, yes, during the pandemic, you can still do your freelance writing business and travel the world during a pandemic. Send me an email. Send me an email. My email address is hello@halanablack.com. I'm going to put my email address down below. If you want to get my tips on how to be able to start a writing business and travel the world, I'll also put a link down below so you can join my email list, and you'll be able to get my 10 tips in your email box as well. And you can keep up with all of my travels. Follow me on Instagram at Halana Black. I'm also on LinkedIn. If you are a company in need of content marketing materials, hit me up on LinkedIn, and we can see if possibly we can work together. Also, you can just find me at Halana Black there. So that's all that I have today. Wow, I've been talking for almost 20 minutes here. So yeah, tell me what you want to see in Rwanda. What do you want to know about what it is that I'm doing here? I want to be able to post a video a couple times a week for you guys, just to let you know what I'm doing. I'm having a very good time here. I'm very well taken care of. I'm feeling very comfortable. I'm loving Rwanda so far, and I'm really excited about being able to get more settled here and to be able to explore the country, to be able to explore. Like they have volcanoes here. There's a park with 5 volcanoes in it, which is just like crazy to me. There's parks with gorillas that you can see, and just all types of wildlife, and just going out and meeting the people and exploring the food and learning more about the culture and the language and all those really fun things. So yeah, I'm missing the internet in Southeast Asia. But here in Rwanda, you know, you figure out other ways to be able to do things. So I can still have good internet. I can still talk to you here on YouTube. It just takes a little bit of a workaround, um, which is okay. So I'm getting over the humps. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.